Cal from Cal's Crafts. Welcome back if you've been before. Hi, if this is your first time. This is the day that I do me whip and chat. So I've got my afternoon tea by Randall Spangler, which I got from Diamond Art Club. 22 inch by 27 inch or 56 centimetres by 69 centimetres with ABs. I've got my Harbour Freights, 24 of those, and then baggies, and I have put some temporarily in these type of bags as well. I've got my trays. That was from Painting with Diamonds UK. And then I've got my pens as well. So, and also my Lavender Dreams. Oh, it smells of lavender. It's not over powerful, and this was from Whimsical Daisy. So I'll actually put that one back in there because I've got 3 in there, different ones. So I think we'll use a Christmassy one because this is, I'm doing this one afternoon tea for the winter with DAC that's being run by Rachel Ray and Wolfpack Diamond Painting. So they said anything wintry or anything that you thought would come in the wintry thing. Well, I'm thinking cup of tea in the winter, what more could you want? So I went for this one because it had to be a Diamond Art. Excuse me, Diamond Art Club. I have had a bit of a boo-boo this morning. I mixed some of these with some of those. They look near enough identical. I won't take the lid off because they're in the down there. So I have got some mix, but oh god, there's not much difference in the colour. Can you see? Yeah. Because that one was empty, and then for some reason I've got that one out, and yeah. But never mind. So we'll have to just persevere and do what we can do. So I'm trying to use my 4-placer. So I'm practicing. Also, Lisa Bradley's doing this one with me as well because she wanted to do this one. So we said we keep each other company on doing this one. She's way ahead of me. She's finished the whole of this bottom section and probably most of the next section up as well. Both started on the 1st of December. But yeah. I have to admit I haven't done an awful lot of time on this because I've been doing other things, and then life in general does get in the way, doesn't it? You can see where I put some down. I have been working with it without the light pad on, but it's getting a bit dark here now, so I cannot see, man, I cannot see. So I decided to get the light pad out so we could see that. We did. I think that could be Josh going out, is it? Oh, yeah. Didn't say bye, see you mum, I'm off out. Nope, unless he's getting something from the car. But he's a teenager, he's nearly 19, he'll be 19 now on the 9th of January. No, he's going in the car. So last person he tells anything to is his mum. You know, you're lucky if you get a hi mum in the morning. But he's never been the talkative type. He's like his dad that way. Don't like to talk. You might get it, but that's about it. Jessie's upstairs. Millie's on in the front room watching a Star Wars film, I think. I think it's one of the first ones, I think. I think it's the very first one she's watching. She can't remember watching them, so. And there's something that's coming, some series that's coming on TV to do with it or something, I don't know. But she said she needs to watch them before she watches this series or something. So I said fine. I don't blame her. So she's made a little bed on the settee and she's all cutched up in her fleecy jammies and in there, and she's happy as Larry. Grant's outside. He'd made a frame for my picture for my mama, so that's outside drying because it's just been varnished. And we acrylic sealed the painting as well, so with some acrylic sealer spray, because I want it to be a bit hard wearing if it's going off to the home. I don't usually seal them if they're just for my house, but as soon as it's going to somebody else, I thought I'd, you know, better add. So he's used some beautiful wood. He's got some 100-year-old oak, I think. I'm not sure. It's 100-year-old summer or the other wood, but it's beautiful. And it's got all like woodworm through it. It's been treated, so there's no woodworm in it now. It's long been dead, but it's really effective looking on the wood. So I'll have to post that Monday now because it's too late to post it today, which is fine because I need to really get a better hanging thing for the back. I've got one, but it's a bit flimsy, so I don't really want to put it on there. So I'll get a better hanging one on Monday, and I'll probably, well, if I do it Monday, if I can't fit it, Grant can fit it Monday night, and then I'll post it Tuesday. That's the plan. That's the plan of action. That one went in the wrong place. So, what's everybody up to today? What's the weather with you? It's a bit cold. It hasn't snowed though. It's supposed to snow this morning, but it didn't. Didn't even do it on high ground. I think some parts of the UK got it, but I woke up this morning and the weatherman said, yes, snow for where you are. No. Didn't have nothing. But it is bitterly, bitterly cold. I think it's about 0 degrees out there. And tonight I think it's going to go probably -1, -2, the way it's feeling out there at the moment. Which is cold, 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 cold. So what's been happening? Well, Sunday, Grant had a craft fair in Brecon. We're on the outskirts of Brecon. It was all held outside, well, apart from one little room, which had a massive fireplace and it lit. But there was only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalls in there, because you have to have them like so far apart. And then there was an open marquee outside, and I think that had about 12 in there. Might have been a bit less. And then there was, on the outskirts of that, they'd left like a big, huge, about 2 or 3 metre gap on a bit of a veranda. There was some more, and then some more tents further down. There was some more again. So it was well done. So Grant went down first. He had to be there for 9:10, unload, because they all had unloading times because of COVID. And then me and the girls went down and the dog later. But when we first got there, I think it was on from 11 till 5. And we got there about 12. We couldn't get in because there was no room for cars. So we had to go and drive round and just keep coming back until there was room for us to go in, which wasn't too bad. And then it was all one-way systems around each craft table, which was brilliant. I absolutely really enjoyed myself. I'm only there for about 2 hours, and then Jess stayed with her dad. Then me and Millie came home. which was fine on the dog. And Lily really enjoyed herself, and she was good as gold, bless her. So I bought some candles for Christmas. There's some really nice homemade scented candles, and you know, so I bought one for each of the girls and one for me and Grant for Christmas. So the girls will get theirs on Christmas Day, but we'll light ours before. So excuse me, I got a tickly cough. But yeah, so I was well impressed. There were some beautiful things. It was more top-end craft stuff, I would say, than the usual normal craft fair we go to, and which was nice for Grant because his stuff is so beautiful. But you have to have one of those cash card things that you can take people's cards. I think it's Zettel. I think he's got. We've only just got it, and good job, because nobody carries cash now, do they? Because of all this that's going on in the world. So we invested in one of those, and a good job we did, because as I say, nobody had any cash. Well, I think one person had cash, and that was it. Else he wouldn't have sold a thing. But I think he really enjoyed it as well. He was tired when he got home though Sunday night. He was tired, bless him. But Jessie stayed and helped him pack up and stuff. And it's about 45 to an hour journey home, depending on the road. You know how much traffic and stuff's on the road. But yeah, it was nice. Really, really nice day. Just something different, because I can't remember the last time I went to a craft fair. It's probably last year, I don't know, proper one. I think there was about 35 stalls there, so it wasn't massively big, but it was just nice. I had a cup of coffee there as well before we left. The girls bought some brownies, and they were delish. They were not usually keen on brownies, but they bought some different varieties, and the one I liked was the dark chocolate orange one. Oh my flipping goodness me. Yes, it was really nice. Really, really nice. So I said to the girls, now they need to look at the recipe, and they need to be making their mama, because they liked it as well. And Josh did, and Grant did, that variety. So I said they can, oh shoot, they always fall all over the place. I said they can make some when they're off. But yesterday they made normal brownies, which one turned out a bit sickly. I don't know how, but it was normal. I don't know if it was too much chocolate or too much vanilla in it or something, I don't know. I don't like it, but Josh liked it, but he said you only need a little bit at a time. But then Millie made a lemon drizzle cake. Oh my god, it's lovely. I say it was lovely. It is lovely, because there's still a bit of it left. She was worried that she'd put too much syrup in it, but nope, she hadn't. It was just right. And we had a new hand mixer, because mine had gone, so she tried that out, and oh, it did make it all puffy. Nice. So we've got some more of that to have today as well, if you want, after tea. But it was lovely. So I said they need to find a recipe for the dark chocolate orange muffins. Because not muffins, no, not muffins count. Not muffins, what were they? Oh, where's that tray? Not muffins, brownies. I keep wanting to call them muffins, and they're not, are they? Brownies and muffins are different, as Millie tells me. They are not the same by any means. I said, okay. But I want some of them ones then. So I've got to work out what ingredients they need, and then get it. So I'll either do it tomorrow, or they could do it in the week. See what time we have left tomorrow after we've done all we need to do. And then go from there. Let's turn that over. That's it. turn that around. Sometimes I can get these in this tray really nice. And another time they just go like that, where you can't get them all in there. And another time I can get them all in rows, nice. But another times they just stick everywhere. So I don't know if that's to do with the size of the doodahs, the drills. But we shall make do with however they decide to fall. Jessie's singing upstairs. Went to the optician on Tuesday, I think it was. So yeah, my eyes aren't definitely not working together. So I've got to have new driving glasses and I've got to have new readers, close work, well, whatever you want to call it, glasses. So he said, do you want to use the frames that you've got there? Well, these are my readers that I've got on now. I said, I can't go 10 days because that's how long it's going to take before I get them back. I said, without these, I said, that means I can't do any crafting, anything. Can't look on my phone, can't do anything without these. Can't go on the computer. So I said, I have to have new frames and then a new pair of drivers. So I got the budget range. And that will still cost me 200, well, it will cost me 220 quid. And that's budget range. But you can't mess with your eyesight, can you? And like you said, you know, my eyesight in general, for my age, apart from them not working together properly, is fairly good. Come on. So he said we don't want to hinder them any, so we want to keep them like that, but just try and get them to work together. You know, yeah, he said, like you said, there's deterioration in there, but it could be far worse. And like he said, with my dad having glaucoma in both eyes, you know, we want to keep a close eye on mine and make sure we're doing everything we can to keep them nice and healthy. So hopefully I should get my new glasses back the end of next week. Oh, I hope so. Because I can cross stitch maybe a bit better then, because I'm having real difficulty cross stitching. Because I can't focus my eyes on the cross very well. And I get so frustrated because I think I'm going in the right hole and I'm not, and oh, it's awful. Look, I missed a load and loads and loads of S's there, look. When I did these S's here. Bum, bum, bum. We'll have to go back in and do them after them, won't we? So I've chosen two different types. One's like a black frame, which will be my no, were they going to be? Yeah, they're going to be my drivers. And I think it's a silver framed one for my readers. I sort of changed it around because I've got like silvery grey frames for my drivers and like these reddy black ones. Oh, Josh is back. I bet he's just been to get coffee from Greg's or something. And yeah, and I have the silvery ones for every day. I mean, there wasn't a lot of choice. I mean, there's some real funky coloured ones, but they were like £300 and something before you even started to think about the price of your frames, you know, the price of your lens and everything to go in it. So it was like, oh no. I can hear Joshua's music from his car from here. Why do kids have to have their music so loud? Were we like that? Probably. I can remember Mum shouting upstairs when I think about it, shut that racket up. And your dad shouting at them saying, what the bloody hell is that racket? Can't call that music. History repeated itself. Bless them. What's the time? A bit late doing this. 3:05. So hopefully I should get it up by, I don't know, 6 tonight. By the time I've done it, then rendered it, edited it, rendered it, then uploaded it. So it does take forever from my place for some reason, even though I'm supposed to have really fast fibre too, but never seems to be. Yeah, people say, oh, yeah, upload in 20 minutes, not a chance in hell. Maybe 2 hours if it's a long video, an hour. It's 30 to 60 minutes if it's a shortish video. Sometimes it can be a minute for every minute that you've recorded, and that's not too bad. But say it doesn't happen very often. But at least we can upload, so we shouldn't complain, should we? Else you wouldn't be able to listen to Cal telling you what's been going on in the Withington household this week. Oh, we got our freebie. You know, I said we bought our MateBook D15 Huawei, whatever it's called, laptop in beginning of October, I think it was. And they were doing a promotion for a free gift. And if you bought that, but you had to wait 21 days to apply for it. I think that was to make sure that you didn't take it, applied for the free gift, then took the laptop back. And then it would take, if you passed everything, you know, you got all your receipts and whatever, then it would take 30 days for it to get to you. Well, it was 30 days dead on. Was it Wednesday when it came? So we were expecting, oh, did you see that? Such a messy pup. We was expecting something cheap and tacky because it said it was going to be a little MateBook, MatePad they're called. And we thought, oh, it'll just be this little cheap little tiny thing, you know, that you won't be able to see much bigger than a phone. How wrong were we? That's actually a really decent one. It's a 10.4 MatePad, so it's a little bit like an iPad in some of what it can do, and it's about the size. I'll show it you now. Just get these up that I've made a mess with, and I'm just getting to grips with it all, but it's really good. And they sent you a keyboard case as well with it to say thank you for, because this was D15, I think was new out or something, I don't know. I don't pay a lot of attention, but yeah, but we got this. It's already got diamonds stuck to it, look. So this is the, see? And then that was the case. So that's the MatePad there. And then they sent you this keyboard, which Bluetooth, and then that bit along there is magnetic, and it sits up like that. And I think the screen thing was, we went and had a look, was £230, and it was £75 for the keyboard thing. So for once in our lifetime, we've had a decent free gift, because usually you get the cheapest, don't you? But they've actually given you something that's not half bad. But put the stopper in. So yeah, so I'm looking at that. And I think it's got a drawing thing that you can get, a drawing pen like you can on an iPad. So I said I might get that and do a bit of that. I said I don't know. I'll have to see. So I'll just get. It's got its own. I think the only difference is you can have Google on it, but some of the apps you can't get on it. Like I can't get Facebook unless I go through Google. Because it doesn't support it at the moment because it's all new, but they are trying to eventually get everything supported, but that's fine. I don't need it for everything because I've got my phone and I've got the laptop, so you know, I'm not going to be a geeky piggy, as they say. Oh, put that up too high, look. Yes, I'm dead chuffed. So I said that's something we can all well, me and Grant use. Bigger screen, 10.4 screen. So it's a nice size. Oh, what is on me? See, this is what I get in a fret with doing multi-places. If I do it this way, going downwards to fill it in, I always made a right botch of it. So that one's gone on upside down. Do the rolling technique. If I do the rolling technique, it works. But I forget. See, rolling technique is near enough there, but I just run my finger over to check that. But as they say, practice, practice, practice. So what have we got to do? Practice, practice, practice. So I thought if I don't practice, I ain't going to get any better, am I? I'm always going to be crap at it. So yeah, I also had a message last night of Mindy Diamonds painting. She'd was sorry to inform me, but the Star Ore canvas that I bought and showed this week is a stolen image. I thought it'd be pretty safe because I couldn't find it, but I did once I knew who the artist was. It's by a lady called, I think it's Gloria West, I think her name is. And so I have messaged Star Ore, but whether they'll get back to me or not. So I've taken the video down because I felt awful. You think you'd be safe for the bloody snowman, wouldn't you? But nope. So I will be doing the painting because I like it, but because it's got crystals in it as well as rounds, because I want to see what it's like. But so we shall see what Lucy says when she comes back, because I noticed there's quite, so I went on her website and there's quite a few of this lady's work on her page. So I don't know. So I'm hoping she'll come back and say, yes, we are licensed. Where have you got that information from? But I don't know. It's getting to the stage where you don't feel safe buying from anybody. But you only can do your best. I try and research it, and if I don't, nothing comes up, or you think you're safe, and then you find out you're not. So, but I'm not going to beat myself up this time. I did last time, and not this time, because I'm doing everything that I can to not buy stolen images. And I think you can't do any more than that, personally, you know. Went shopping to Aber on Wednesday with some friends. Made a bit of a giggle. First time me and the girls have been off shopping this year, I think. We usually go at Christmas, but of course with everything that's going on, but we did go to Aber and see the sea. Another spot of lunch out with the spoons. Fish chips mushy peas, $3.99 special. Thank you very much, in my tummy. So I got a few, I wanted to get the stocking fillers for the kids, you know, bits of chocolates and bubbles and stuff like that, and makeup, and get Grant's present while he was out of the way. So I managed to get all that, because I thought if there is a lockdown, at least I've got the little fiddly things, you know, the little bits and pieces that you like to get. I mean, it's easy to get the bigger things offline, but I usually find like the little silly stocking fillers, and like little card game things, silly card game things that we tend to play, and you know, stuff like that. So I got that, so I was pleased, and we did have a laugh. I did get told off for going in the door, one of the shops, B&M, the wrong way, even though they were telling, other staff were telling us it was the right way. And yeah, so I had a few words with the woman, because she was a right nasty cow. She was making everybody cross over, and it didn't make sense to me, and it didn't make sense to the woman that was on the door telling us where to go. This little Hitler thought she would have a go. So I did say to her, I did play the disabled girl. So that's it, pick on a disabled woman. I said 3 people just walked in front of me. Did you say anything to them? Nope, you had to pick on a disabled woman. My friends were down the aisle and they were absolutely hysterical. I said, I can't believe you did that. I said, well, I said, she didn't pull any of you up, did she? And they said, no, she just looked at us and went straight to you. I said, precisely. So I must have looked the soft target. But we did laugh, because I was in a good mood. And so I got Grant's Christmas present. So I was pleased about that. It wasn't what I wanted, but I got something similar to what I wanted. So, because the shop I thought was there was closed down and something else is there, because we haven't been there since goodness knows when. So of course it's all changed there. So I hadn't got the shop that I wanted, but never mind. I went to another shop and found something similar. So, and it is something you need. So I won't tell you because he watches my videos sometimes. But I think he'll like it. He's also asked for some slippers. I'll get him some slippers as well, because he's wearing Jessie's fluffy bunny-eared blooming slippers at the moment. It's quite comical. But he said they're dead comfortable, but it does look funny in them. Looking good. Looking good, folks. I did a bit more on the granny blanket. I did a full circle all the way around the square. And I know that when you do another row in a granny square, you're supposed to like crochet 3 and then go down your doodah hole, or crochet 4 depending on what row you're on, for your next row to start. Well, when I got to about, I don't know, 12 or 13 rows up, I can remember doing it, and I've done it with a new one as well. I know, because it's only for me, so it doesn't have to be proper. And I know you're going to be horrified when I tell you what I did, but it's so much easier now. And Millie's done it on her, did it on hers as well, because every time you have to make sure that you do this loop on 3, loop on 4, you know, and all that malarkey. And then go down in your hole, and you can always just, you can see, people say you can't, but you can see where it is, where it starts each row. So I didn't do that, I just carried on. So when I got to the to join up with the 3, I joined, and then I just went up and started a new row, and it's all you can see. No, it wasn't, it was with the 4 loop, that's it. And it looks like you're got like couple of stitches out on, just if you look really really closely. But when you do it that way, now I just continually go round the 4 sides. I don't have to worry about where the next row starts. I can continue, and I said to do 1 row all the way round now takes an hour and a half, so that's how big it's getting. So it goes from my toes up to my, just probably near my boobies. So it hasn't got much farther to go, but it takes an hour and a half just to do that 1 single row. But yeah, so I've done that, and I've done it on that new one that I started with, the really really thick wool. I've just done the same, because I think I'm on row 10. Was it row 8 or row 10? I don't done it on, and you can't really see what I've done unless you're looking for it. I said to Millie, can you see? I did a couple more rows, and I said, can you see where it stops and starts? She went, nope. And she was looking. She said, no, you can't, can you? And then she kept looking, and she did find it in the end, because she was a determined little bugger. But yeah, but now I can just go round and round and round and round. I am going to think about doing this. Each layer to making, is it a 4 or is it a 3? And don't forget to join up. And now it was getting, yeah, too much for me, so that's what I decided. So I carried on doing it. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the stopper in. You didn't remind me to put the stopper in, guys. It remind me to stop her. I'm forever doing that. Yeah, so I might do some of that because I'm going to, when I finish this and I start rendering it or whatever, I want to go and spend some time with Lily, because some of you will already know if you've got me on Facebook. Lily is extremely poorly. That's my little Cavapoo. She went downhill very, very quickly. She wasn't very well on Thursday, just a little, which she does because she's got pancreatitis. She keeps suffering from it, and usually we be managing it at home. We just monitor her a bit more, take her off her kibble, put her on the rice, and give her a bit of medication for her stomach, and usually she's fine. But yesterday morning she was still under the weather. I went and did my jobs and what I needed to do. I got back here about, oh, that's it, because I had to go and pick the girls up from school because they weren't well and there'd been an issue and stuff like that. And so I brought the girls home. Millie said, oh, I think the dog's been sick upstairs, and it was like a froth. There's some blood in. I thought, oh hell, that's not a good sign. And she was in a cage, so I went to her and her eyes looked so heavy, bless her. I thought, that's not good either. So Millie came down and got on the settee. So Lily got out and went on the settee. I said, I'll keep an eye on her. Next thing she was shouting, Mum, she'd been sick again. She got down and she couldn't get to the back door, bless her, and she was sick. And it was just blood and froth and blood. But it was a lot more blood that time. So I phoned the vet. They said, right, get her down here for 12 o'clock, which was like in 3/4 of an hour. Okay. And of course you can't go in, can you, because of COVID? You've got to wait in the car. And by this time she wasn't even walking. She didn't want to walk or anything. So the vet was the same vet that had seen to her when she was really, really poorly the last time and ended up staying in. And she said, oh my God, she said she's worse this time. She said, because usually Lily, even when she's really, really ill, she will always give you a waggy tail, but she couldn't even lift her tail. She couldn't lift her head. She was just sat on the seat. So she said, oh, I'll come around and pick her up. But she did try and scramble to me, bless her, because she was scared. So the vet took her in, and then they come 10 minutes, she was back to me. She said she's going to have to stay in. She said she's dehydrated. I said, well, I knew she hadn't had a lot of water. I said, I've been trying to get her to lick it off my fingers. I said, but today she won't have any of it. So she said she's dehydrated. She's in a lot of pain around the pancreas area. She said she just doesn't, she said she's not responding. She doesn't look well. So we'll take her in, we'll do a load of bloods, see if there's any infections, see what's going on, and get her straight on a drip and give her some painkillers because she's in pain. So I said, yeah, okay. So they said this is like just gone 12. So they said, we'll phone you at 5 and let you know what's going on. And hopefully then she's like a few hours of good fluids, painkillers, antibiotics, anti-sickness. She should be, you know, well enough to come home. Be cared for at home. Nope. She phoned at 5 and she said we're not happy with her at all. Taken bloods. Oh, it count cells through the roof. Infections, high infections somewhere, and I can't remember. Some other thing was extremely high and some other count was extremely high, which usually can point to the pancreas. And like they say, they know she's got a pancreas problem. So, you know, 99% sure that that's what the problem was. But they had to make sure there was no other infection anywhere else. Because like they said, you know, they don't want to miss something else. Just presume it's the pancreas and she could have swallowed something. I said, well, I don't think she has. She has had a bit of the cat food, which could have triggered it off. And if anything food-wise had dropped off onto the floor when we've been, you know, eating tea and we haven't noticed or whatever. You just don't know. And like you said, you don't. So she was not responding to the painkillers. She didn't respond to the anti-sickness. She was still very dehydrated, so the decision was made that she would have to stay in. She wouldn't eat, she wouldn't drink, nothing. So, and then they phoned me about 6 o'clock and said that she'd ate a tiny, tiny morsel of food, so that was a good sign. So they're going to keep her overnight, give her more painkillers, blah, 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 more of all the drugs. And they'd phoned me this morning. I've been awake all night waiting. You know how you are, because they said they'd phone if anything happened. And they phoned me this morning to say they're still not happy. She's refused point blank to eat anything since or drink, but they kept her on fluids all night, so she's really, really well hydrated. So, and they think that she was pining for me, which she said is quite common. You know, they're scared. There's a lot of noise going on. They don't really know where they are. But he said she was still in a lot of pain when they touched her. And she was still licking her lips, which is a sign they'd feel nausea. So he was going to give her another load of anti-sickness, another injection, high injection of painkillers, morphine. Oh, no, opium-based, he said, sorry. And she's on antibiotics anyway for over a week anyway. So he said we'll have to wait now till 12 to see how she is then. And then to make the decision whether we let her come home or not. So when they rang me at 1 and they really weren't sure what they were going to do. And he said there's not a lot we can do here more than you can do at home. And we think that she is pining for you. I said, let her come home. I said, I know what to watch for. I know the signs. If there's any deviation, I know to ring you. And he said, yeah, I know. He said, that's why we've decided that she's to come home. Loads of painkillers. I've got painkillers for tonight. Antibiotics. Well, I've got painkillers for a few days. Antibiotics. Stuff for her stomach, and oh god, I don't know, some tin food, special food stuff to help settle her stomach if she'll eat it. You know what to watch for. Like he says, you know what you're watching for. He said, so we're happy for her to come home and monitor at home. But any sign of her being sick again, or you know she goes downhill even more than she is, then I've got to ring them again. So she's in the front room now with Millie Moo, couched on the settee. She wants a mama, she does, because she keeps coming in here every now and again, but she's crying all the time. Breaks my heart. So they said if I give her a big dose of painkillers at 4, it might zonk her out, because she's lying on the settee but she's not sleeping because her eyes are open. So I said, right. So he said, give her half a tablet. He said, which will zonk her out. He said, if you think it's zonking her too much, you can take it down to a quarter. He said, but she might find that she needs the half, like today and tomorrow, and then maybe go down to a quarter the following day. But he said it could be a long haul, this one. And I said, you know, is it common to be like this? Because we're trying to be so careful. And he said it is. Some dogs are really prone to it. Once they've had a massive dose of it, he said they'll get minor cases of pancreatitis, which she's been having, but you've been able to control it. He said, and then she's either ate something or licked something. He said it could be when you're going for a walk, you just don't know. Has really triggered it. He said, but this time it went through her very, very quickly. Within 24 hours, you know, she was in one hell of a state. Whereas last time it was quite a few days. So, yeah, she's home. Oh, talk of the devil. Hello, baby.
Trying to get her to drink something.
Yeah, I'm nearly finished on here, so I'll get her to drink. Hey, come to say hello. Yeah, so I've got to get her to drink off my hand, because she'll lick the water off my hand. She won't lap it up. And you're due now, aren't you, at 4? Yeah, little and often. Oh, don't cry. You hear her crying, bless her little heart. She's gone to see if she can find her daddy again. She wants us all in the same room, but he's busy, and sorry, that's a dog banging the camera, but he's he's busy doing stuff. I wanted to do this before I coached with her. Yes, I do. Mummy, finish this and then Mummy come and coach with you. She's just looking at me and looking at the door. Oh, I tell you what, it's broke my heart, it is, seeing her poorly. It's like having one of your kids ill and you're absolutely helpless. You can't help them at all, and of course she can't tell me what's wrong. You know, oblivious. She's just looking at her, and her little eyes look really sad. There's no sparkle in them. Her tail's between her legs, and she's just doing this whimpering noise. But yes, so everybody keep her sticky, and thank you everybody that's kept her in her thoughts and prayers or lit a candle for her. I really, really do appreciate it, and the people that reached out to me, thank you. You don't know how much that has got me through the last, especially 36 hours that I've had with her, and especially the last sort of 24 hours. It was a godsend to have some messages of people thinking of her and us and whatever. So with that, so let me know down below if you're joining in on the Winter with Diamond Art Club run by Rachel Ray and Wolfpack. Let me know what you're doing, and if you're doing it, or if you're not, what you're working on. So I'd love to know. I've got bits of Lincoln's diamonds all over the place. Hopefully they've got loads of spares, they usually do. So yeah, so with that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Now my whip and chats aren't never very long, about 40 odd minutes, aren't they? So I'm going to go and give my little doggy little mama hugs and give her some water and some painkillers. So everybody, if you want to have a chat, you know the comments are down below and my social media's down below. If you haven't subscribed, you might think about joining us. We're a lovely bunch, and there's a notification button by the side. We'll tell you when I go live, which is on a Sunday, and when I upload videos like this one. With that said, look after yourselves, take care, and most importantly, stay safe. Love you all.